Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between mountains, there lived a humble woman named Amina. Amina had a young son named Jabari, who was full of curiosity and loved exploring the world around him. Though they had little, their hearts were rich with love. One cold winter's evening, a fierce storm swept through the village. The wind howled, and snow piled high against the doors. Jabari had been outside playing and hadn't returned home. Fear gripped Amina's heart as she realized her son was still out in the storm. Without a second thought, Amina wrapped herself in a thin shawl and ventured out into the blizzard. The wind bit at her skin, and the snow made it hard to see, but Amina's love for Jabari guided her through the storm. She called out his name, her voice barely carrying over the howling wind. After what felt like hours, she heard a faint cry in the distance. Following the sound, Amina found Jabari huddled under a large tree, shivering from the cold. His tiny body was almost covered by snow. Amina quickly took off her shawl and wrapped it around Jabari. She held him close, using her own body to shield him from the freezing wind. With her last bit of strength, Amina carried Jabari back through the storm, her only thought being to keep him safe and warm. By the time they reached home, Amina was exhausted and nearly frozen, but she was happy to see Jabari safe by the fire. She warmed him up, fed him, and sang him to sleep. The next morning, the storm had passed, and the sun shone brightly over the village. Jabari woke up, feeling warm and loved, realizing just how much his mother had done for him. From that day on, he understood that his mother's love was stronger than any storm, more enduring than any hardship. It was a love that would guide and protect him for the rest of his life. And so, in their small home, nestled between the mountains, Amina and Jabari lived with a bond that nothing in the world could ever break.